Hugo read for the nonfiction book this week. It's a spider, which I thought was a great one for October because we kind of sometimes put up spiders and cobwebs. But real spiders are pretty interesting. So this is part of the Grow With Me series by Valerie Bowden. Let's see. Look at these magnified pictures. Whoa. So this book has a lot of facts. It's a little bit longer, but I just thought they were so interesting. So I'll show you that one. And it says, oh my goodness, cephalothorax, pointing this top part of it, and the abdomen. So let's read. I hope I don't mispronounce very many words. Do you ever mispronounce words when you read? Happens to me too sometimes. So if you know the right pronunciation, just fill it in your head, and I'm sorry. Spiders are arachnids. Arachnids are animals with 8 legs and 2 body sections. The cephalothorax contains the eyes, mouth, and legs. The abdomen holds the spider's organs and silk glands. Spiders can be found everywhere on Earth except Antarctica. They make their homes in forests, grasslands, deserts, caves, and even people's homes. Scientists have found that more than 40,000 spiders have found more than 40,000 spider species. So 40,000, holy moly, that's a lot, isn't it? And this one says, a spider's mouth parts are called calycillae. Let me look at that again, calycillae. Yes, that one they tell me how to pronounce. So can you see its mouth parts in there? Oh, they all look kind of hairy. I mean, I'm assuming it's this part, but I bet it'll maybe show it to us a little closer on another photo. Let's see. So here's the next one. And this one says, jumping spiders have 4 pairs of eyes, but some are on the top of their head. Ooh, can you see their eyes? I don't know that I've ever seen a jumping spider. I've heard of them, but I don't know that I've ever seen one. The smallest spiders are less than 1/4 of an inch. Tiny, tiny. But the biggest tarantulas can be as big as a grown-up's hand. That's a pretty big spider, isn't it? That's almost as big as the one that's in the picture that's magnified. Most spiders are black or brown to blend in with their surroundings, but some are bright red, yellow, or orange. Most spiders have 8 eyes, but they cannot see very well. A spider's body is covered up with lots of small hairs. The hairs pick up vibrations. A spider also has 2 feelers called pedipalps at the sides of its mouth. So this one we can see pretty clear. There's those 2 at the sides of its mouth. Pedipalps. You say that? Pedipalps. A lot of these words, they're giving me hints on how to pronounce that one. I think it must just be pronounced like it looks since they're not giving us any other information. So that's kind of crazy. I paused on that 8 eyes because they have 8 legs. I thought that's what it was going to say, but it's 8 eyes too for most spiders. Not all spiders, because it just told us that jumping spiders have 4. Oh, it says 4 pair. It's an important difference. 4 pair is 4 sets of 2s, right? So 4 times 2 would be 8. So they have 8 eyes too. All spiders have organs called spinnerets. The spider uses them to spin silk. The silk starts as a liquid in the spider's body. When it comes out of the spinnerets, it dries into a solid thread. Many spiders use their silk to make webs. Some spiders use silk to line burrows or dens. So that would be like their home, a burrow or a den, right? Whenever a spider moves, it sticks a piece of silk called a drag line to a sturdy object. The drag line will catch the spider if it falls or jumps. Let's see what our extra pictures are. So look at that one. That one's really small, but it's a big body on it, isn't it? And that one says, orb weaver spiders do not have good eyesight. They spin their webs by touch. Oh, it's almost like if you're blind and you're doing it by touch, isn't it? And then check out that spider web. Wow, that's crazy. Think how long that would take to make, I wonder. And this one says, the bigger webs can be 80 feet wide across rivers. 80 feet. That is a lot. That's like, could be as big as the front of your house maybe. Depends on the size of your house, or for sure, like across your house or apartment. It's huge. But I guess if it had to go over a river, it would need to be huge, wouldn't it? Female spiders use silk to protect their eggs. A spider lays 1 to 1,000 or more eggs at a time. The spider wraps the eggs in a cocoon called an egg sac. The egg sac keeps the spider's eggs safe from insects and other spiders. A baby spider inside an egg is called an embryo. The embryo gets food from the egg's yolk. Like a lot of animals are called embryos. Wow, look at the different. First they're spinning it. Let's see what it tells us about these. It says, black and yellow garden spiders lay hundreds of eggs in their egg sac. So that's a black and yellow garden spider. It doesn't look very yellow till you kind of see this picture, and I guess you see a little more yellow. I guess it looks more white in that picture, but. So that must be the egg's yolk, don't you think? That they talked about that that's where the babies get their nutrition from? Most spiders develop their eggs for about 2 or 3 weeks before they hatch. But in some cold places, spiders stay in their eggs over the winter. They will hatch next spring. All the eggs in the egg sac hatch at the same time. The young spiders, called spiderlings, look like tiny adult spiders. The spiderlings stay in the egg sac after they hatch. They come out after they molt once or twice. So can you see that? And look at this one. Look at all those eggs in there. Let me read what that one says. It says many kinds of spiders lay eggs that stick together into a partly built sac. So that one's not quite done, but the eggs are sticking together. Let's read our extra little comment. It says, young wolf spiders grow to become, nighttime hunters with excellent eyesight. So it's talked about a lot of spiders that don't have good eyesight, but wolf spiders have excellent eyesight, which makes sense if they're hunting at night, right? A lot of the animals we know that are nocturnal or hunt at night, like owls, they also have excellent eyesight because they have to be able to see their prey. Well, look at this one. It's like a mommy spider with little spiderlings all over it. It says wolf spiders carry their egg sacs. The hatched young ride on their mothers. So that one doesn't put their egg sac into like a web. They carry their egg. That's pretty interesting. Wow. That's a lot of spiders to be carrying, isn't it? I bet you know what that is. It says, a mother spider may eat an insect and feed spiderlings liquid from her mouth. So this spider is eating a ladybug, and then it could feed its young. Most mother spiders do not take care of their babies, but a few kinds of spiders stay with the spiderlings for a week or 2. They protect the spiderlings and find them food. Some mother spiders take care of the spiderlings in a burrow. Others build a silk web around the spiderlings. Some spiders carry their babies on their back. And that's what we saw with the wolf spider, isn't it? Let's see this picture. Wow. Let's see what this says. It says, when spiders balloon, they cannot control how far they move. So let's see what that means. They balloon. Here's another picture. Look at that one. And that one says, wrap spiders hatch in the fall, but they stay in the sack until winter. I'm sorry, wasp spiders. So they talked about some that stay in the sack over winter, and that would be some of them, wasp spiders. Most spiderlings do not stay together very long. They might start to eat each other. Some kinds of spiders walk away to find new homes. Other kinds of spiders balloon to new places. They stand on something tall, such as a blade of grass. Then they lift their abdomen into the air and let out a silk line. The silk is picked up by the wind, and the spiderling gets carried along with it. So it's kind of funny that it says something tall like a blade of grass. Do you think of a blade of grass as being tall? Not to us, but to a little spider, I guess it would be, right? So, aren't the photographs in this crazy good? So let's see what that one says. Young spiders, young spider orb weavers do not have yellow colored silk like the adults do. So they have different colored silk sometimes when they're young. Let's read what it says about these spiders. A spiderling's exoskeleton or shell cannot grow, so the spider has to molt. To molt, a spiderling lays on its back or hangs on a strand of silk. Its old shell splits open and the spiderling wiggles out. Its new shell is soft at first. This helps the spiderling grow bigger. It can take a few hours or days for a spiderling's shell to harden. During this time, the spiderling is in danger from predators. It cannot move or defend itself. Most spiderlings molt 3 to 10 times before becoming adults. And it says birds with long bills such as kingfishers can snatch the spiderlings for food. And that's what's happening here. So if you have an exoskeleton, your skeleton is on the outside of your body like these. It's the shell. It's not like we think of our skeleton of being bones. Theirs is the shell that protects them. So our skeleton is inside our body, but theirs is on the outside of their body, and it's their shell. It's called an exoskeleton. Even when not molting, a spider faces threats from many predators. Many kinds of insects eat spiders. So do birds, centipedes, and other spiders. Most spiders do not fight their enemies. They run away instead. Tarantulas might raise their front legs and show their fangs to scare an enemy. And this little picture says, huntsman spiders look threatening, but they do not tend to bite. Only insects. Whoa, that does look threatening. Look at those fangs. Wow. And this picture says insects such as mantises wait for a spider to come close enough to grab. So this is showing a praying mantis. See its head here? And its claws, and it's grabbing a spider. So there's a lot of predators and prey in nature, aren't there? See that one? That's cool. Let's see what it says. Some spiders spend their time hunting for prey. Others catch their prey in a web. The largest spiders can eat birds, mice, or frogs. A spider bites its prey with its fangs. The fangs send venom into the prey. The venom kills the prey or makes it unable to move, and then the spider sends chemicals into the prey's body. The chemicals turn the body into a liquid that the spider sucks up. So that's pretty interesting because spiders don't have teeth, right? So first they bite them and it either makes them so they can't move or it kills them, and then they send venom in that turns their insides to liquid so they can suck it up. Crazy. This one says a spider's venom allows it to take prey larger than itself. So there it is. Getting a frog. Whew. And this one says some spiders wrap silk to store it for later. So you've probably seen that where there's like a fly or something in a spider's web and it's all wrapped up in the silk. A spider is fully grown once it has finished molting. Remember, that was when that exoskeleton came off. It was called molting. This takes some spiders only a few weeks or months. Spiders that live a long time might not be fully grown for 10 years. Once a male spider becomes an adult, it looks for a female to mate. Some male spiders raise their legs into the air to attract a female. Other males tap on the ground or on a web to make vibrations that call a female. Some males bring food. So look, there's one that's raising its legs. And this says, male jumping spiders may raise their front legs to warn other males. So they're saying, stay away. Like in our neighborhood, we a lot of times see peacocks, and the peacocks, the males, the pretty ones, will spread their wings to attract females. There's a different thing in every species, and that's what they do. And this one says a female flower crab spider is more than twice the size of the male. Wow, look at that. Do you see the little tiny one on her back? So the light one is the female, and that little dark one is the male. They'd have to be careful, because if they wanted to catch them, they could, couldn't they? Let's hold this so you can see it. Look at that. It says, after mating, many male spiders die. Sometimes the female eats them. Other male spiders just leave. The female spider waits 1 to 2 weeks to lay her eggs. She wraps them in an egg sac. Some females hang the sac from a leaf or bury it. Others guard the sac or carry it with them. So there's the egg sac, and there is the spider. And it says, cave spiders in Europe make stretchy silk to hang egg sacs from cave ceilings. So that one is in a cave. You can tell it, can't you? So that's in Europe. That's not in North America. And this one says nursery web spiders carry egg sacs using their jaws and pedipalps, those front little extra things. You know what, you can kind of see those better on the back of this book, I think. Here's the pedipalps. And here's the mouth. So they carry it using those extra 2 little feeler kind of things. They're pedipalps. Look at that. Says many female spiders live only a few months, but females of big species can live 20 years. That's kind of crazy, because for an insect, even for a lot of animals, dogs don't live 20 years usually. So for a spider to live that long, that seems like a long time. Most female spiders die after laying their eggs. The eggs they left behind will soon hatch. New spiderlings will molt and grow and weave their own webs. This says jumping spiders belong in the largest family of spiders with about 5,000 species. So there's about 5,000 that count as those largest spiders. And this little one says most spiders have 6 spinnerets. Some have 2, 4, or 8. That's a little harder to see. So remember, their spinnerets were what made the webs. We're almost at the end. So only this page left, and it says a female lays 1 to 1,000 eggs and wraps them in an egg sac. An embryo begins in each egg. In about 2 weeks or the next spring, the eggs hatch. The spiderling molts 1 or 2 times in the egg sac. After a few days, spiderlings walk or balloons away from the egg sac. The spiderling molts for the first time when it's a few weeks to 10 years old. A spider finds a mate. Many males die after mating. A female spider lays her eggs 1 to 2 weeks after mating. When it is a few months to 20 years old, the spider dies. So there's kind of a lot of different things. Show you those little pictures. So there's a pretty big range in the behavior and the ways spiders live, aren't there? Because there's so many different spiders, that makes sense. And then I will show you that page in case you want to take a screenshot of it. If you would like to learn more about spiders, you could check out those websites. So I hope you learned some things. I learned some things. That was a good book, Spiders. Valerie Bowden, this author, is a good one to look up because her books typically have these really good photographs in them. So if you're looking for some good nonfiction books, she's a good author to look for. I hope you enjoyed the spider book. Happy October. We're still there. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.